Hello. I'm just gonna leave my hair like this. No, I'm just kidding. My hair is doing some like Ariel fluff thing. I don't know. I have not done my hair today. Full disclosure. I washed my hair last night and then I let it air dry and then I went to sleep. This is my natural hair. It's a mess. Like half of it like wants to be like straight and then the other half of it is curly, like wavy curly. Like this is tame. This is tame for what it is. I tried to like brush out the curls, but like you see, it's naturally like kind of curly. I don't know where that comes from. So today I'm very excited because I'm coming back again with the ColourPop Smoothie collection. I showed you guys this collection recently and I'm really excited to do another look featuring this collection. We're also going to do some swatches. So the last time I did the mango palette, this is the On the Mango. Matched my shirt. Should have wore this shirt when I did it, but alas. But today we're going to be doing the strawberry look and I have the perfect earrings for it too. These are from Indie City. Oh, hi, Cressy. Hi, you heard mommy was working? Yeah? You want another piece of candy? What? You want another piece of candy? Every time he hears me working, he comes in. Only 2 pieces, okay? I love you. Love you too. That's it, 2 pieces of candy. Go eat your candy, yay! Okay, 1 more piece. That's it, though. That's it. Having kids when you're working, bribe them with candy. Only 1 or 2 pieces. You don't want to give them, you know, the beatus, but, you know, 1 or 2 pieces of candy definitely gets them right as rain. Yeah, so the baby is, my 2-year-old, as soon as he sees I'm recording, he wants to come in and he, like, starts playing with the products. But today, we're a little bit in a rush because the little one is sleeping, so... anyway, so I have the perfect earrings for this look. And they are from Indie City, one of my favorite indigenous designers, and they have strawberries on them. I think we wore these for the last look too, but we're gonna wear them again just because we're doing the strawberry look today. And strawberries have a very important place in indigenous culture, especially mine, which is Mohawk. You know, every year we have the Strawberry Festival and strawberries are related to our creation story. This palette features beautiful shades of pink, very fun, very spring. We're going to be entering spring very, very soon, maybe even by the time you've watched this. But we have some beautiful shades of pink. And again, we're going to swatch up everything, but let's get this look done first. Now, as always, before we go into our beautiful shadow, we're going to do some skincare. So I have a primer from NYX, which is the Plump Right Back with electrolytes, and it is a priming serum. So we're going to put this on. And I love how like nice and thick it is, because it works as your primer as well as your serum. So I like anything that's like skincare, skincare and makeup in one, because I always like to have that skincare, but if I could ease up my steps with my skincare in my makeup, even better. So I put that on. I'm gonna make sure I push it in because it's also primer. Ooh. Kind of smells nice too. So yeah, this is a plumping serum and it says that skin instantly feels and looks plump. Use alone or with foundation. So you can use this, like just use that and go out the door. So it has I'm trying to look at the ingredients. So it has electrolytes in it and it's supposed to plump up your skin, and so I want to make sure. There we go. Now also, before I do my look, I want to make sure I get my brows done, even though my brows are still looking great from when I got them done with the Queen of Brows. Make sure if you're in the New York area, even if you're in the tri-state, I come to her from Pennsylvania, check her out. She gets your brows looking perfect. So I heard through the grapevine that Gen Z, that y'all want to start doing thin eyebrows, or you already are doing thin eyebrows. What's wrong with you? Don't do that. That's why I have bald spots in my eyebrows, because I used to have 2 brows that looked like 2 semens across my face. It was terrible. It was what was in at the time. I'll share with you what my brows looked like back in the day. Get it? You think it looks cute, but I'm telling you, in a few years, like within like 10 years, everybody's gonna have thick brows again, except for you. Unless you already had like thick brows like me, they're not gonna grow back the same way. Now, if you already have thin brows, go for it. This will be your time to shine. Everybody gets their spot in the sun. Everybody gets their 15 minutes of fame. My bushy brows had its 15 minutes of fame. Now, the ladies with thin brows, lighter brows, it's gonna be your turn. Anyway, the brow product that I'm using is the ColourPop brow pencil, and it very easily allows me to fill in my brows and just get them a little bit more in shape. You can definitely see the difference. This looks more polished. This is like, please help me just a little bit, you know? So what I like to do is, I don't do anything special. I kind of like give that line there because you can see there's like, it's like missing there. I give a little line there. I follow the natural curvature of the underneath of my brow. And then I kind of go across the top. That was a little too high. By following down here where you can see like it's, you know, I want to make sure it's a nice straight clean line. I go to the end, make a nice little tail, and then I go right on top and I follow the natural curvature of my eye. Sometimes I go a little too high and it's a oops moment, but you know, and then I fill in with short strokes. I don't do anything special. I see all these like brow tutorials that are like 20 steps long and I'm just like, that's not for me. That don't sit well with my life. So I just want to like make sure my brows are nice and groomed and filled in. Just a little bit, you know, make them look somewhat decent. Now I'm going to be going in with the ColourPop. This is the brow. It's very hard to see. I'm visually impaired. This is the brow gel, and this gives a somewhat laminated look. So I'll start by kind of like doing a light coat all over the brow, and then I'll go in, like I'll turn my brush and I'll go in and then I'll really get those like nice straight up and down strokes. And this is going to make sure your brows stay in place all day, but I will say that if you're going to pencil your brows, like make sure they're ready to go, because once you put this in, it's really hard to put any more of that brow pencil in. So I'm starting off by going up, nice up, and I'll like soften the edge a little bit. There we go. And then I'll like taper that out. So it's pretty easy to do. I mean, I don't know if I'm doing it 100% correctly, but you know, from what I watched, what I was shown, this is close to feathered brows, laminated brows. This is the last hurrah for the big brown bitches. So I'm gonna go all for it. I did better on this one than this one. Isn't that always the case? We always do better on one brow than the other. It's unfortunate. It's like I want them to be twins and they never are. So now I'm going to be priming my eye, and I'm actually going to be using a pencil that is intended for anything you want it to be, and it is the Cheekbone Beauty, which is indigenous and female owned. This is completely recyclable. You can sharpen it down, put it in your plants, put it in your compost. Plastic is recyclable, and this brand is eco-ethical, vegan, cruelty-free, all those good stuff. So again, indigenous owned, wonderful. All right, so this is the complexion pencil, and it's in the shade medium 4. I have used these complexion pencils from Cheekbone Beauty for everything. I've used them to do my brows. I've used them on my lips. I've used them to conceal, color correct, foundation, highlight, contour, you name it. And today we're using it as a little bit of primer on the lid. And it just kind of like resets because I have darker lids, so it kind of resets them. So I put just a little bit on my lid, but I love its lightweight. It blends in easily, doesn't make any part of my face feel cakey. Huge fan of it. All right, so now we're finally going to get to our palette from ColourPop, and this is the pressed powder palette in Strawberry Sweet. And again, we're in the theme with the Indie City earrings. I just ordered a new pair of Indie City earrings. They'll probably have come in by the time this goes up, but yeah. So let's get, I feel like I've been doing a lot of like matte looks. Let's get some of this beautiful shimmer all over the lid. So we're gonna go right into this shade. Oh my God, it's so pretty. Oh wow, that is pretty. So I love that that just went on and it looks like just like the pan. That's really nice, like really high quality. So I'm gonna put this all over my lid because that's where I want it to be concentrated. So yeah, I really love the quality, especially since like I didn't spray my brush or anything. I just went in, I was like, let's do this. And you saw I really didn't put a lot of primer on my lid. It's just delivering. It is giving us all that it needs to give. It's great. So now I understand that this color is not for everybody. This is an intense kind of pink color. I get it. But And I feel like even though I know trends are leaning a little bit more neutral, sometimes you gotta have fun a little bit. So I'm gonna use this brush just to like soften out those edges. I didn't put anything on it. I just wanna diffuse the edges a little bit. I love that it's like really nicely diffusing. Like it's really nicely just kind of like, you know, it's really easy to work with. You don't see that a lot with more bolder shades. Like sometimes they require like so much energy to fix up. So we blended it out a little bit, and this is just this shadow. There's not a single other shadow on my lid. And I really love that about this, that it really was just like, just this one shadow. I didn't need to do too much else. Now I do want to get a little bit of this palette like underneath my brow bone because I really like that soft pink. I'm trying to find the right brush. I want something that's like small enough. This definitely for the inner corner. Something small enough. I have a lot of big brushes out right now. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking so big and bold. All right, so I've really been liking this brush. This one's from Jillian Dempsey, and I like that it's like a nice little fan. So put a little bit in there. And I'm using like a really light touch here because these shadows are pretty intense. So I don't want to get too intense. I just want a little bit of a shine. I think that nailed it. So I think that kind of nailed it nicely. I also kind of want to put like the tip of my brush here. We'll go underneath. I've been doing like darker colors underneath, but I think today I want to go light. And again, I'll clean that up when I do my foundation. I really like how light and beautiful that is. Now, I did take out a smaller brush because I do want to go in the inner corner of the eye, and I want to go into that shade again. This is a 301 from Firma. I think I got this in a subscription box because I don't remember it. Just a little bit in that inner corner. And then I kind of want to intensify the lid just a little bit, so I'm going to go in with my finger. I really like that. I think that's all we need. I think we're going to skip out on the two matte shades again. We're going to swatch this up, but I'm just a big fan of how that performed. So let's get on some mascara. I don't want to do lashes with this look. I don't want to do liner with this look. I want to keep it simple. So I'm going in with the ColourPop Level Up Mascara, which I've been reaching for a lot lately. Now, I'm not the kind of girl that curls her eyelashes, but if you did, this would definitely make your eyelashes more intense. I also want to mention that I have basically no eyelashes. I mean, look. They're like non-existent and they point straight down too. So any mascara that makes me look like I have lashes is a plus in my book. But not only does this make me look like I have lashes, but it also really builds them up, gives them volume, but not like too much volume, not like an unrealistic amount of volume. And it makes them longer without looking spidery, which is a, oh no, did I? Okay, I thought I nicked my shadow. Which is a big problem for somebody like me that has to do a lot of coats in order to get any impact. I need a mascara that's not going to make my lashes look spidery. I want to mention that this mascara is available at Ulta Beauty. So this is one lash, and so this is the comparison between the two of the Level Up Mascara. So there we go. I just finished doing the mascara. I love how it's like, this look is so like bright and open. I love it. This is actually something that I probably would have worn in the early 2000s, going back to that Y2K aesthetic. I did a lot of like pink shimmers, probably a little bit lighter than this. Probably like that color would have been on my lid with just a little mascara, and that was it. I didn't do my brows, didn't do foundation. I did a very white concealer here. I did like the reverse raccoon, but we know better now. All right, so I love this look. It's very like, I don't know, I feel cute. You know what I mean? I feel cute. So now I want to do some foundation, because even though the NYX Plump Right Back says you can use it by itself, my skin needs help because I'm a little bit older. I am in my mid-30s, so my skin is like, we've got sun damage, we've got some redness, we've got some wrinkles, put something on us. And even though I love my natural skin, and if I was just, you know, chilling out, I probably would leave it like this. I need a little foundation. I'm gonna go into this foundation, and I'm gonna use it very sparingly. I'm gonna tell you why. So this is the Sure Base foundation, which is a really great foundation, but the shade is a little too light for me. This is the shade N2 Bright Bonnie. It's just a little too light for my skin tone. So I'm gonna apply it very sparingly in the areas that I need just a little bit more lightening on my skin. Sorry about the kids in the background. So I'm actually going to use my fingers to apply this. So as you can see, the foundation has a really nice consistency, and I'm trying to like shear it out a little bit. So I'm going to apply a little bit of this to under my eye area. I promise you we're gonna shear this out because obviously it's like a little too light for my skin tone. I need to get this in my right skin tone. I want to apply a little bit to the middle of my forehead. I'm kind of going to apply this the way I would apply a highlight. And there. And then I'm also just going to apply a little bit of the Cheekbone Beauty Complexion Pencil to add a little depth to the face. So this is the Cheekbone Beauty Complexion Pencil in Deep 7, and I'm going to use it just a little bit up here. Now these pack a wallop, so you don't want to use too much. So I'm going to put just a little bit up here because I want to lift the face. I'm not doing a whole bunch more than that, but I am going to take a little bit more Shore Base and put it down here. And now I'm going to blend this all together. So this isn't exactly like a contouring video. I just want to show you how you can possibly use a lighter foundation on your face. See you have a foundation that doesn't work for you and how you can make it work for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend outward from where I applied it. So obviously, again, this is a shade that's a little too light for me. So I'm applying it outwards. So you see how it like didn't make my skin too much lighter, but it added that little bit of highlight there. So I'm going to do the same for the nose. And then I'm going to lightly blend out. So now for the cheek, you want to like lift up as you go. And you want to do this first. This way, if you mess up a little bit, like I did, I went a little too far down, you can easily fix that when you blend in your lighter foundation. But you want to lift up. A lot of the older technique was to bring it down into the face, and that actually made the face look longer and older, whereas this kind of gives you like a little mini facelift. So you want to keep pushing, and it's okay if it looks messy, because again, we're going to clean that up. For this, I'm going to wipe off my hands, of course, because you don't want to have any of that bronzy color. Reasons why I like to apply on my hand is because if I ever need like a little bit more, I can just blend it over and in without having to touch any of what I've applied on my face. And you see how that just looks really nice and natural. So down here, I'm just going to like quickly, I put a little bit more from my hand. I'm going to blend out. I'm going to blend this down. Of course, you can use a brush for this too, but I love using my fingers because you really get to like push the product into your skin. It kind of like melts the product in as you go. And it also doesn't give you any waste, because when you use brushes or sponges, sorry about the baby, when you use any brushes or sponges, it actually takes that product away. So this is what it looks like using the Shore Base with a little bit of the Cheekbone Beauty. And again, this is a great technique to use if you have a foundation that's a little too light for you, or say it's the summer and you have some of your foundations from the winter that are a little bit lighter. This is a great way to utilize them without wasting anything. You don't have to run out there and get a new foundation. Use what you have. 2022 is all about sustainability, okay? So use what you have. And another good thing about putting on the back of the hand is it helps to be less wasteful. I mean, I've been guilty of putting a little bit too much on the back of my hand. So I'm blending the two products together here. This I'm blending up. And then this was like the only area I didn't really do too much to. And that's it. And if you still feel like it's not your skin tone, you can always like put a little bit of line here. You can put a little bit of line here, and you can always fill in with powders, or if you have like a bronzing powder, you can help to adjust that skin tone. But I feel like it matches pretty, I think we did a pretty good job. It's still a little bit on the light side, but we're going to fix that with some powder and some blush. But yeah, so that's how I got my foundation too light for me to work. I didn't forget, I'm going to still be showing you guys how to take lip colors that maybe aren't your shade and make them work. Because again, so many of us, we buy products and then we're just like, oh, this doesn't work. And maybe this store doesn't have a return policy, but you don't want to throw it out. And, you know, gifting used makeup doesn't always like work. It's not, you're not supposed to do it. I'm going to show you ways that you can utilize everything you got so you're not wasting anything. I do want to put a little bit of this lighter color back underneath my eye from the palette, just because I feel like when we did the foundation, it got taken away a little bit. So I just want to put a little bit more there. Ever so slightly from the ColourPop palette. All right, perfect. All right, so now I want to do the face. Obviously, we're doing a blush for this. And also, I forgot to tell you, we have some lip products. So let's get these on. We have the Coco Loco Lippy Scrub from ColourPop as part of the Smoothie collection. So we're going to get our lips nice and scrubbed and ready to go. I love ColourPop scrubs because they're lighter. They're not as intense as some other lip scrubs. Even though I love a good intense lip scrub during like skincare Saturday or Sunday. But like doing a makeup look, a nice soft scrub is great. And it smells like coconut. A good after effect of using a lip scrub is it promotes like blood circulation to your lips, making your lips look more plump. So also I'm going to put on the By the Bushel Lippy. Oh no, this is a scrub. Oh no. I thought this was a lip mask. This is a scrub too. So we're going to put this down. Never mind. All right. So we're going to do the face as mentioned. Now last time we used the cheek shade called, which one did we use? I think we used this one. This one was Swirl, I think we used. And this time we're going to use Toffee Cake, which is like a little bit deeper. And that's also going to help with the lighter foundation. Now this obviously is not for my skin tone, but again, I'm going to show you how you can utilize a deeper blush. So what you want to do is you want to definitely get a nice, big, fluffy brush. This one is from IT Cosmetics. It's the Heavenly Luxe Wand Ball Powder Brush. This is really going to allow you to kind of diffuse all that shade so it's not centralized. Like if you're using a brush like this, your blush is going to be too intense. If you're using a brush like this, you still don't have the surface area. See how it's just a very small surface area? This would be more for highlight. When you're doing a blush or even a powder all over the face, you want big and fluffy. You want it to be able to pick up a lot and be able to pick up a little but diffuse a lot. So I'm going to just quickly plop, 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 plop from the side. And I'm going to start again pushing it into my hairline. And then I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to turn it over and keep diffusing. Because even just that little bit is enough for my skin tone. Here, I'll do just a little bit more intense up here. And you want to like get it on your cheekbone and like whisk it up and back into the hairline. And you see how like nice and lifted the face is? Versus here that has nothing. This is like nice and beautifully lifted. So you can use blush to lift and also help to continue to adjust those lighter foundations. So don't worry if you're getting it in the area, like if you're getting it like all over the cheekbone, that's fine. And then like if you want, you can keep like dusting it off on your palm. And it gives a nice, beautifully like flushed look without looking like 280s, like what's his name? The Palmer guy with the ladies in the back with the guitar. You know, you don't want to look like that. Unless you do want to look like that. I don't want to look like that. So now I do want to put on a little, I was going to say blush, but I mean highlight. And I'm going to use this brush, which is the brush I showed you earlier. This one is from, I can't read it because I'm visually impaired. But this brush is from Somebody Fabulous because look at that glitter. The highlight, we're going into the Cheekbone Beauty. This is a cheek palette. We have quite a few shades. And if you notice, none of them are super metallic. So I'm going to go into this somewhat matte shade and I'm just going to quickly brush that along the top. Again, this is not going to give a metallic look because you're just kind of like softly adding that. And with the same brush, I don't know what shade that is, by the way, but it's in the big palette. And with the same brush, I'm going into Pretty Fresh Foundation from ColourPop. I'm going to put a little bit, this is my normal shade, and I'm just going to put like a little bit on the outside. You can see the difference. And I'm just going to swirl that along without touching that center space we created with the Sure Base. And I'm going to bring that down here. And you would notice I'm not putting any extra on. A little dot right there underneath. So you can use the Pretty Fresh by itself. You can use it with moisturizer, use it with liquid foundation. You can use it in a lot of different ways. And I feel like this really helps to kind of just round it out and give my face a little bit more matte look, because the only thing shimmery and shiny is the lids. Now I do want to follow up with some gloss because we have some beautiful lip oils in this collection. I'm going to swatch them all for you. But the two that I'm leaning towards in this specific look is Hey with the 2 Y's and also the Cosmic Clique. I think I want to do Cosmic Clique just because we did the pink on the lid. And these are lip oils, so they're not going to be super pigmented, but they are really hydrating. And of course not tacky, not sticky, because they're oils. And they give your lips just a hint of pink. If you can see the hint here, it really complements the bold lid without overpowering it. So I know the tube is like, oh my God, that's gonna be too much. Like, trust the process. Now, if this was the dead of summer and I was going to the beach, I would be doing a bold pink lip with this eye. Just because I love that. I love making a statement. So I love that. I feel like this is very cute, very like bold, but also kind of simple, you know? I'm here for it. I like this. So now that we're done this look, which basically was just a whole lot of ColourPop, a little bit of Shore Base, and a little bit of NYX. Oh, I do want to also do an NYX spray. And this one is Plump Finish Spray with Electrolytes, and helps to set all your makeup. And it adds just a little bit of moisture back to the skin, especially with like all of those powders we put on, a little bit of moisture. Yes, I need a little moisture in my life. So we're gonna let that dry, and it's gonna set everything in place. I feel like a whole goddess right now. So let's swatch this up. So I don't think that this is the entire collection, because I remember seeing online when I was looking up the collection, there's a green shadow that is stunning. So we're just gonna swatch out what I've got here, which is the strawberry palette you just saw, the mango palette I already showed you. We also have the I See You Baby. I love, I can't say it without like kind of singing it, you know? And then we also have a nice neutral palette, and this one is Feeling Coconutty. Feel a little nutty. All right, so let's swatch this up. Let's start with the orange because it matches, and we've already shown this look. And again, this is the On the Mango. So we have one beautiful highlighter shade, which has that like beautiful orangey hint all over the lid, under the brow, in the corner of the eye. Perfection. You can even do this a little bit on the cheek depending on your skin tone. Then we have this beautiful matte orange, which just applies so perfect. I've been getting tons of compliments when I wear it. If you don't have an orange like this, you need it. And then we have a more like burnt orange, like a typical orange. And then we have brown to kind of like neutralize everything, so that this palette is wearable for bold looks, everyday looks, natural looks, fun looks. Put a pop of orange on the lower lash line. This is just one of those palettes that I think you can have a lot of fun with, and it's going to take you from spring to summer, and even right into, it's going to slide right into fall with those beautiful oranges. We have the beautiful palette we just wore today, which is the Strawberry Sweet, and we have that beautiful soft shade that I used underneath my lower lash line and underneath the brow. Then we have this like mauvey pink, which we didn't use today, but it's still a beautiful shade. Then we have that super beautiful shimmery pink, which just blended out and looked like two shades in one, made doing my makeup a breeze. And then we have that beautiful bright hot pink. Ooh, for summer, this is the palette if you want a nice bold look. So now the next one we're gonna do is the one I haven't tried yet, but I know it's gonna be great because these first two were phenomenal. I See You Baby. I love this shade right here. Look at that. It's got this beautiful like periwinkle blue purple glitter to it. So the first shade is this like pink iridescent kind of like shifting like duochrome shade. Then we have this beautiful purple, kind of shifts too, kind of has like a little golden shift. Then we have that glittery shade, which I am just obsessed over. This is without any primer. It just, whew, that's pretty. And then lastly, we have this beautiful kind of like bold, deep purple. Purple is like the color of the year. Well, not literally, it's more like a periwinkle, kind of like this color. But I feel like I'm seeing purple everywhere, and this is a great way to kind of get your purple on. Get your purple on. And then the last one is a more nude neutral palette, which if you are a fan of more neutral nude looks, this is going to be your go-to, and this is Coconutty. So we have a beautiful kind of like golden highlighty shade. Like, look at that. Put that all over your cheeks. Oh my God, just an angelic layer over the eyes. I'm here for that. So then we also have this shade here, which has a little bit of a glitter to it too. This one right up here has like a white glitter to it. Then we have your brown, which also kind of has a glitter to it. Like, these are like a new take on neutral. They like that they kind of have that glitter in them. And then we have a smooth chocolate brown. And these were all like super smooth and pigmented. Like, The pigmentation here is immaculate. This is without primer. This is amazing. Very, very impressed with the pigmentation here. I will let you know there is a little kickback in the palette when you use these, so be wary if you're using a fluffier brush. Use your finger, use a flat brush, spray them. You won't have that kickback. As for fallout, I had more fallout in the orange palette than I had no fallout in the pink palette. So I think it's all about how you use it. I was also using a fluffier brush versus the brush that I used today. I don't feel like it was as like fluffy, so technique makes a big difference. Now we're gonna look at the blushes. There are 2 blushes that I received from this collection, and we have Swirled, which is a beautiful like orangey pink, and it's got pictures of grapefruit. It's very neutral, very like lighter skin tones. And then we have this darker one, which is Toffee Cake, and of course you can like really get this one to go dark. So if you are dark or medium skin tone, it's for you. You saw we can also sheer it out. So I feel like these blushes, they work for like a range of skin tones. And then we have the 2 lip scrubs. I think these are both from this collection. I tend to put things that I was using in boxes because I use the ColourPop boxes to organize what look I'm doing. So this is the lippy scrub. This one is Coco Loco. Smells like coconut, feels great, leaves lips looking perfect. Then we also have By the Bushel lippy scrub. Same thing, makes lips look perfect. And it's a lighter scrub, so you can save your like more intense scrubs for when you're doing skincare routines. But if you need just a quick little scrub and you want your lips to look a little bit more plumper before you look, these are perfect, good to go, and they smell great. They're very great smelling, but they're not overwhelming, if that makes sense. Now the lips, the Lip Lux, which is lip oil, I'm a big fan of these because it's not slipping and sliding, it's not bleeding, it's not feathering, it's a really great formula, it's non-sticky, it gives you just a little bit of color like a tinted gloss, but like because of the way the formula adheres to the lips, like that oil kind of like coats the lips, you get your hydration and it lasts a little bit longer in my opinion. So let's start with the lightest shade. This one is called Hot Spark, and it's an orangey shade. And you can see it'll give your lips like a nice orangey tint if you have darker lips. This may not come up. I have about medium, like mauvey lips. So like the orange one doesn't come off too orange. It just does change the tint of the lip. This one has a little bit more pigmentation in it. You definitely get that pink. I'm wearing it today. And this one is Cosmic Clique. And then there was Hey. And this one is the purple one. And this one, from what I remember, yeah, also has a decent pigmentation. It's funny, the purple one, which looks darker in the tube, has a little bit less pigmentation in my opinion than Cosmic Clique. And then the last one is a more nude one, which I feel like a lot of people are going to be gravitating towards given that everybody's going for those more Y2K looks. And this one is called Playa Vista. And if you want to get that Y2K look, put this on over your just slightly darker lip liner and boom, you've got the Y2K look. It's really all that easy. I promise you. Here's some more pictures of me in the early 2000s. Lots of shiny lipstick, gloss, dark lip liner, sperm thin eyebrows. We were a mess. All right, so what do you guys think about this collection from ColourPop? I love it. I love the playfulness of it. And again, if you want to be creative and you want something to bring you into spring with a pop and a punch of fruity goodness, this collection is for you. So as always, thank you all for watching, all for taking the time to come in and say hi. And I'm sending you all lots of love and positive vibes. Hope you're all having a great day.